Skincare can start in the laundry room. That's why I always recommend All Free Clear for sensitive skin. It's free of dyes and perfumes.
It's a key part of my self-care routine and is gentle for my skin and hers too.
For an effective clean that's gentle on skin, all you need is All Free Clear.
Live on the Student Review, Lumumba is out and Horn is in as Jackson voters decide their next mayor. Plus, you will hear from the chief as Jackson police officers work with the public to combat crime.
And right now, folks living along the Mississippi River are on standby at this hour as levels rise within the coming days. Meanwhile, families across Jefferson Davis and Walthall counties continue to rebuild.
Also, the world watches the U.S. as the White House decides its next move on the economy and the backlash on tariffs. Let's get straight to these stories right now on the Student Review News.
Live from the WLBT studio in Jackson, Mississippi, the Gray Media Training Center presents the Student Review News.
There will soon be a new mayor in Jackson. Thanks for joining us on the Student Review News. I'm Jalen Thornton.
And I'm Dejanay Antoine. Senator John Horn soundly defeated Mayor Chokwe Ansar Lumumba in today's Democratic primary runoff. Here's reaction now from Horn after his win.
We won the primary with 49% of the votes. And tonight, last time I looked, it was about 70%, 75%.
Horn will now face the Republican and independent challengers during the general election in June. This will be the first time in nearly a decade that a new person will serve as Jackson's top leader.
The Student Review's Jamia Alexander joins us now with a look at the results and what Jackson residents are now saying.
Jalen and Dejanay, residents spoke with say they're not surprised about the outcome of this race. Let's take a look at the results now with Senator John Horn receiving 75% of the vote. While Lumumba secured at least 25% of the vote, Lumumba has served as the city's top leader since 2017. He was seeking his third term in office. Many voters believe the capital city is ready for a change, and they want Jackson to elevate to an even higher level by bringing in new businesses, improving the city's infrastructure, and reducing crime.
We the same people that vote this mayor here 2 terms, Chokwe Lumumba. We voted him in 2 terms. And you got to be doing something right for us to get him in there 2 terms, because our mayors don't achieve that goal. But we are the same people that wanted change and also want this city to move forward. And with that being said, you're not gonna wear the same shoes that gonna keep hurting your feet. You're gonna change and get you some more shoes, and you can't get in no car and hit reverse and talking about going somewhere. You're gonna go backwards. And that's what this city needs, is changing and move forward, and that's all it is.
Jackson deserves somebody that's gonna come over here and bring money, resources, better our economy, better our streets, because it can be a better Jackson. I'm not gonna say great Jackson. It can be a better Jackson.
The general election will take place on June 3rd. As for Mayor Lumumba, he is vowing to push forward following the election loss. His term expires on July 1st. Back to you, Dejanay.
Thanks, Jamia. Happening now, 3 elected officials tied to the Jackson bribery scandal will stand before a federal judge next year. Hinds County District Attorney Jody Owens, Jackson Mayor Chokwe Ansar Lumumba, and City Councilman Aaron Banks face bribery and conspiracy charges after months-long sitting operation by the FBI. All 3 have pleaded not guilty. Last week, U.S. District Judge Dan Jardine set status conference dates and deadlines for motions to be filed. The trial itself is set to begin on July 13th of next year. Meanwhile, the Jackson Police Department met with the public this week to discuss day-to-day operations and the efforts to curb crime. The Student Review's Tamilia Thomas has more now.
JPD leaders gathered to coordinate responses to real-time issues in the local community.
We have strategy in place to address crime across the city of Jackson.
The Jackson Police Department is reinforcing its commitment to public safety through its real-time command initiative.
We're going to talk about these numbers, whether they're good or bad, and we're going to share that information with the community and empower them to be a part of this process.
Chief Joseph Wade emphasizes the importance of real-time data in fighting crime.
We're moving toward a strategic approach to patrol, a directed patrol, and hotspot policing. determine where crime is happening, and focus on those areas.
The goal, according to officials, is to foster transparency and trust while enhancing public safety.
We open the curtain to allow the community to see what we're doing.
The real-time command meetings will continue as part of the ongoing effort to create safer neighborhoods across Jackson.
The Jackson Police Department will host a Stop the Violence March and Rally this weekend.
The march will begin at the Precinct 1, located on Cooper Road, and will end at Sykes Park. Parts of Cooper Road will be blocked off to traffic. Chief Joseph Wade says this event will be youth-driven. You and your children are encouraged to be a part of the event. JPD will hear from some of the children's concerned at the end of the march. Things will get underway at 10. It's been a wet week across the metro, but what about this weekend? Meteorologist Rayshun Gillespie has your first alert forecast.
Thank you, Jalen. As you can see, Saturday, April 26th. If you're planning on having something to do today, go outside. Go have fun today with your kids. As you can see, there's no real chance of rain today. We have 20% all throughout the day, and we have when you get to the evening, there's no % chance of rain. Anything coming ahead, rain chances are down, but temperatures are up. As you can see, we're getting back to that normal spring Mississippi weather where it's warm and there's no rain. We're looking right now at the metro. There's no real traffic going here today, so you're on a smooth drive. Just take your time. You're in no rush. There's nothing else to report. We're keeping up with JPD to make sure that everything is staying smooth.
This is a live look over the Mississippi River in Vicksburg from our Riverwalk Skycam. The Mississippi Levee Board is once again forecasting an increase for the river cresting in Vicksburg and Natchez. The projected crest date moved back a day to Monday, April 28th, which is set to crest at 49. Meanwhile, the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks has authorized closing the Yazoo County Lake to all recreational boating until further notice.
We've shown you tornado recovery efforts in Walthall and Smith counties. Cleanup efforts also continue in Jefferson Davis County. The Student Review's Jamia Alexander joins us for an update. Jamia.
Well, Dejanay, this is a video of the storm aftermath from March in Tylertown. MEMA reported more than 80 homes damaged across the area with deaths reported. Clifton Freeman and his family were hit by a tornado. His family's home is covered in tarps after the home was heavily damaged inside and out. They've moved into sheds until someone can come out and start the repairs.
And it looks like it's going to be towards the end of the month. We do have a signed contract, so there's that. Just looking forward to getting her dried in and beginning to do some real repairs. We've just been tearing out sheetrock, and as we see damage as we go along, where ceilings fall in, we go ahead and just pull them all the way on down and try to minimize the damage.
MEMA announced 2 weeks ago the state applied for federal disaster declaration. They are still waiting for that to be approved. Back to you, Jalen.
Thanks, Jamil. As hurricane season approaches, FEMA is losing half of its staff to DOGE cuts. FEMA is losing about 1/5 of its staff just weeks ahead of hurricane season. In total, about 1,000 employees are expected to take payouts. Congressman Benny Thompson responded to the news saying how the cuts will weaken FEMA.
Staying in Washington, President Trump appears to be shifting his tone on the economy. He's now signaling a softer position on China and backed away from targeting the Federal Reserve. The president reassuring the market after meeting with multiple big box CEOs earlier this week, easing anxiety for investors feeling uncertainty over the past few weeks. Ryan Nobles has more.
A Wall Street rally after weeks of uncertainty triggered by President Trump's on-again, off-again tariff policies. Today, he appeared to take a step back from escalating a trade war with China.
We are going to have a fair deal with China. It's going to be fair.
But high-level talks haven't started yet. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying he doesn't, quote, think either side believes the current tariff levels are sustainable and that China needs to rebalance its economy.
China's current economic model is built on exporting its way out of its economic troubles. China needs to change. The country knows it needs to change.
Trump trying to calm anxiety that tariff talks with other nations are going well.
Every country wants to partake. even countries that have ripped us off for many, many years.
The change in temperature comes after the stock market took a beating, and consumers fear the economy is taking a hit because of the administration's policies. A new Reuters Ipsos poll shows inflation, the cost of living, and recession are the biggest worries for Americans already struggling to make ends meet, and small businesses trying to predict the president's next move.
We do know that we're going to see increases because we've already had discussions with both our distributors and our importers. It's just when a business's costs get raised, it has to get passed on.
Also calming investors' nerves, the president's apparent about-face when it comes to Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. After spending days on social media hammering Powell, calling him a loser, and demanding that he lower interest rates, the rift seems to have calmed, with the president now saying he has no plans to fire Powell. Ryan Nobles, NBC News, Washington.
Up next, and still to come on the Student Review newscast.
The Student Review reports on food deserts across our state. Stick around to see how federal cuts are now affecting some food pantries in Mississippi.
Meet Febrez's Miracle Spray, Febreze Fabric Refresher. I literally use this every day to make my house smell amazing. After I make the bed, after I catch my dog on the couch, so I can wear my jacket or jeans one more time before I wash them again. It even makes shoes smell fresh. It doesn't cover up odors with scent, but actually eliminates them. Over 1,000 uses. Febreze Fabric Refresher.
New at this hour, Mississippi's food insecurity rate is among the highest in the nation. The Student Review's Cameron Washington joins us now.
Thanks, Jalen. We're focusing on several projects that are underway around the state to make fresh food more accessible to those who need it most. Here's more now in the Student Review Special Report.
We rely on food from the USDA on a monthly basis.
According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, more than 20% of Mississippi's population lives in areas with limited access to healthy and affordable food. These so-called food deserts often lack full-service grocery stores and rely heavily on gas stations or small convenience stores. The problem is especially widespread in counties like Holmes, Issaquena, and Jefferson, where residents may travel over 30 miles to find fresh produce or lean meat.
I'm not able to shop the way I used to. So, now I have to be very, very mindful in how I do shop and how I apply the monies that I have, that I do have coming in.
To help address this, the Mississippi Food Network distributes millions of pounds each year through food pantries and mobile markets. The nonprofit serves all 82 counties in Mississippi, focusing on the delivering of nutritious items like fruits, vegetables, and dairy products.
We have supply chain issues, we have shortages of food, so events like this help us get the food.
Another significant effort is the Mississippi Healthy Food Financing Initiative, passed in 2016. The program supports small businesses and community organizations that want to open or expand grocery stores and fresh food outlets in underserved areas. In Jackson, organizations like Up and Farms have connected local farmers with retailers and institutions to build a stronger, more self-reliant food system. Their work supports economic development and nutritional access by investing in Mississippi-grown produce. Meanwhile, community gardens have become grassroots solutions in cities like Greenwood and Clarksdale. These locally run spaces provide neighbors with seasonal fruits and vegetables, often with nutrition education and cooking classes. Health officials say these efforts make a difference, but long-term change will require continued investment, collaboration, and policy support.
Experts say improving access to healthy food isn't just about nutrition, it's also tied to better health outcomes, educational performance, and economic opportunity. To learn more about the food programs in your area, visit our website for a complete list of resources. Reporting in the studio, I am Cameron Washington. Back to you, Jalen and Dejanay.
Thank you so much, Cameron. Happening now, a North Jackson eyesore is gone.
The Student Review was first to give you the news on the now torn down Hotel O. Here's an update now.
Right now, I'm standing where Hotel O used to be. Now that the demolition has taken place, the question is, What happens next?
After years of complaints and legal battles, Hotel O in Jackson has finally been demolished. Being considered a major eyesore, the abandoned building had become a hotspot for crime and a shelter for unhoused individuals.
These citizens invested thousands and thousands of dollars in this community. They allowed the homeless to come in and destroy this community. An abandoned house became property of the homeless.
The demolition, which cost $240,000, was approved after environmental tests cleared the site for removal. City officials says this is a part of a broader effort to eliminate vacant properties and improve public safety.
Well, it makes people in this community feel a lot safer. You know, we inherited this part of the city in my ward maybe not even 10 years ago, and we watched it go down. Now we own it. We're coming back up.
Now, with the rubble cleared, residents are asking what comes next.
It would definitely take someone who has a vision for Jackson, but if we had something for the youth or even an entertainment area on this side of Jackson, something that people could patronize, people could come out. Right now they can go across to the district, they can go to Highland Village, but it would be nice to have something on this side of 55 right here in this area.
As you can see, this property is for sale. Owners have been in talks with potential buyers, but a deal has not been reached. Jalen Thornton, The Student Review.
Coming up, learn why some college students across the metro will soon be flying high while gaining experience.
With Academy Sports and Outdoors, you can take outdoor fun to a whole new level with just a touch of a button, because there's so much to discover on the Academy app. Great times are waiting. Download the Academy Sports and Outdoors app today.
This is your first alert weather forecast here. As you can see, we have 11 o'clock coming up. It's 78 degrees, partly cloudy. As you can see, we're going to be partly cloudy throughout the day, but it will get warmer. It will get warmer. As you can see, the forecast trend, as I said earlier, the rain percentage will go down, but the temperature is coming up. We're coming back into our natural Mississippi spring weather. A look at your commute today, if you're off going to work or heading out for fun on this weekend, it's also going to be pretty clear, you know what I'm saying, go out and have fun with the kids and have fun with the family. A look at your 10-day forecast. As you can see earlier in the week, we're looking at partly cloudy, highs of 88, 90, lows of 66, no real chance of rain. But as we get further on into the week, we have a chance of rain, 50% and 40% on that Thursday and Friday. But when we get into the weekend again, it's back to that natural sunny and partly cloudy.
Just decades ago, everyone couldn't be treated in the same hospitals in Mississippi. The Student Review's Elizabeth Stamps joins us now to show us how they are now remembered. Elizabeth.
Black healthcare professionals in the background are now being honored by healing and treating hundreds of thousands in their community. Here's a look now. The Mississippi State Medical Association unveiled the Cornerstone Plaza Historical Marker, a tribute to the legacy of African American medical institutions across Mississippi. At the heart of the plaza is the original cornerstone from the Colored King's Daughters Hospital, founded in 1908 in Greenville. The hospital was one of the first in the state to offer formal medical care to African American patients during the Jim Crow era. It was created and operated by a group of black women known as the King's Daughter Circle, who raised funds and managed the hospital during a time when segregation excluded black communities from many healthcare services. Although it closed in 1953, its mission and legacy live on, serving as a symbol of community care and determination. Reclaimed bricks from other historical hospitals are also built into the plaza, each representing the story of resilience, care, and progress in healthcare. Dr. Jennifer Bryan spoke about the importance of the board within this historical event and how this marker will go down in history.
A gifted historian and storyteller who has spent years helping Mississippians understand and appreciate the rich tapestry of our past. Brother brings a passion for truth and context that makes history not just something we study, but something we feel and connect with.
Speakers highlighted the contributions of African American medical professionals and the importance of remembering the institutions that served underrepresented communities.
To you who came up with the idea of bringing in these bricks from Meridian, from Yazoo City, from Greenville, and then building this Cornerstone Plaza, so that we would not forget this history. What a stroke of genius. So let me just say thank you to the people that came up with the creative idea to create a park where we would not forget this.
Cornerstone Plaza now stands not just as a memorial, but as a reminder of the strength and dedication of those who came before. A time capsule with medical journals and artifacts is inside the Cornerstone. The old Mady Hersey Hospital in Meridian was also recognized. Back to you, Dejanay and Jalen.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for that beautiful insight.
We'll have your final check on your forecast after this.
I had just gotten home and my husband Johnny went into sudden cardiac arrest and then a coma. My whole world stopped.
Patients who experience out-of-hospital sudden death have better outcomes when their body is carefully cooled down after resuscitation. Thanks to the Mississippi Healthcare Alliance, all 20 Mississippi hospitals that perform heart stents during heart attacks now have these life-saving machines.
And that means cardiac arrest patients like me are now on the path to recovery.
And that means the world to me.
Happening now, students at Hinds Community College could help combat the nationwide pilot shortages. Our cameras were rolling as the school unveiled new training aircrafts. Take a look. Hinds Community College held a ceremony to unveil a new airplane purchased to advance the training for aviation students. The event took place at the college's John Bell Airport, located near the Raymond campus, and many prominent leaders of Mississippi attended. U.S. Senator Sidney Hyde-Smith shared how exposure for programs like aviation is needed.
It becomes a passion, and our kids in Mississippi deserve the opportunity to follow their passion.
Alan Sanders expressed how he felt about winning the Outstanding Student Award for aviation.
It feels really good. I wasn't expecting it. It was a surprise, but I mean, it's a surprise that I'm glad I got.
Sanders also expressed how ways that aviation programs can be exposed to future colleges. Hinds Community College will be flying high pretty soon. They added a new addition to the Aviation Center. I'm Dejanay Antoine reporting for the Student Review.
Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. As you can see over the weekend, we're still looking at pretty high temperatures at 86, 88 degrees, partly cloudy. Your week should move on pretty smoothly as it also comes out to partly cloudy with high temperatures in the high 80s. The weekend might get a little rough as it starts to rain. As you can see on Thursday, we're at a 50% chance of rain as it gets 86 with a low of 66.
Well, the spring weather seems to be rolling in.
You know, with me being a summer baby, I really enjoy that.
I'm a winter girl, lady.
Yeah,
I'm a summer girl.
Summer babies for the win.
Thank you all for joining us on the Student Review.
We'll see you back here tonight at 10.
It's time for the biggest sale of the year on the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because proven quality sleep is vital to our health and wellness, only the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed keeps you cool, then senses and effortlessly adjusts for your best sleep. It tells you exactly how well you slept, your sleep IQ score. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night, so you can be your best for yourself and those you care about most. Don't miss our weekend special. All smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday.
Lowe's has what you need to protect and brighten your home. With exterior stains by Cabot and paint from HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams. Save at Lowe's today.